Hello everyone, I am Sanjeet Kumar. Today I have come with one video which is again on the demand and of my few of the colleagues and my friends. So this video you can consider as a continuation of my other two videos related to the similar topics. In one video I discussed about if you are a citizen of India, if you are a person in India who is posting any objectionable comment over the social media or any objectionable post if you are forwarding over the social media, then what can happen with you. In that case we saw that it is possible that you may be put up in the jail also for forwarding any objectionable content or fake news or any misleading content over the social media. In second video we saw a particular case if you are a government employee and if you are posting anything, any information, misleading information, any fake information or any criticism about your company over the social media, then in that case what can happen. And in that case we saw that it is possible that you may lose your job or you may be put up in the jail, or both can also happen with you. But one case was missing in both those video. We have not discussed one case. If you are an admin of a group, if you are an administrator of any WhatsApp group or any Facebook page, but any of your group member is putting any objectionable message or forwarding any objectionable post, any fake news, any rumors over that group or in that page, and you are not doing anything, you are just simply watching, or you are just simply being an admin, you are just sitting there, then whether something can happen with you. So that is the question. So we are seeing nowadays, especially after the coronavirus case has become a very sensitive issue, we are seeing a lot of arrests being happening in different parts of the India. So now in this video we will look whether being an admin but not posting any messages, so, is it legal, or can you be put up in the jail for being an admin if some of the members post any objectionable messages or forward any objectionable post in that group. So let us see now how it can be interpreted and what can be the impact on you. So let us see, is holding WhatsApp group administrator liable for messages by group members legal? Whether it is legal or illegal. So we will see this in this video. So before going to the legal provisions and interpretation of that and analysis of that, let me show you a few of the examples of the administrative orders or a few of the cases of arrest of the WhatsApp admins, just for understanding. So in April 2017, a joint order was issued by a Varanasi district magistrate and senior superintendent of police. And they made it clear that any factually incorrect, rumor, or misleading information on a social media group could result in a prosecution against the group administrator. One arrest case was there in May 2017. WhatsApp group admin in Karnataka arrested for sharing offensive post on PM. Recently in this coronavirus time, April 2020, the Office of the Special Inspector General of Police Maharashtra Cyber has issued an advisory warning that admins of WhatsApp groups along with users could be punished for posting objectionable content on the WhatsApp groups. Subsequently, in April 2nd, 2020 in Delhi, WhatsApp group admin member arrested near Delhi over COVID-19 rumor. April 5th, 2020, Indore. Group admin arrested for circulating objectionable content. April 14, 2020, Palghar, Maharashtra. WhatsApp group admin members booked for hate post and like this many more arrests has been happened and many of the FIR has been lodged against the members as well as the admin. So let us first see whether it is valid to arrest admin if he doesn't post, only member has posted, or what is legal. We will just see the analysis, then you will be able to answer this. So first, just one glimpse I want to share with you, legal provisions under which WhatsApp groups users or admins are prosecuted. There are various provisions of the law which prohibits us from sharing any fake information or misleading information or any obscene information over the social media or creating any such type of post or forwarding others post. So few of the provisions are there. Just one glimpse I want to show you. So first is the section 67 in the Information Technology Act 2000. So this talks about the punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in the electronic form. So it's not like only fake materials or misleading materials forwarding or creating on the social media will put you in the jail, or maybe you may be arrested. But other type of any information which is not permitted, like any obscene material you cannot post. For the special cases like coronavirus case, you see any disaster related things. So Section 54 of the Disaster Management Act, it talks about whoever makes or circulates a false alarm or warning as to disaster or its severity or magnitude leading to panic. In this case, it can be invoked. Section 505 1B of the Indian Penal Code. It also talks about any statement circulation over the statement or photographs or any forwards over the social media which results to the public mischief. It will include any fake news and others which will create the public panic and all. This is the very important provision of Section 34 in the Indian Penal Code. As I have seen many of my friends talking to me also, and they were saying that in this WhatsApp group more than 100 administrators are there, so there is no problem. So for them, it's a very important to know this Section 34 in the Indian Penal Code. So what 34 says? It talks about the acts done by several persons in furtherance of common intention. So this means that when a criminal act is done by several persons in furtherance of the common intention of all, each of such person is liable for that act in the same manner as if it were done by him alone. So if assume that if one WhatsApp administrator is found guilty because other some members has posted the wrong post, then all admin will be penalized in the same way. Whether that is correct, legal or not, that we will see in the further slides. This Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code, it talks about disobedience to order duly promulgated by the public servant. So where it is invoked, like see, as we are seeing all the sections we have seen, it all talks about the users who is circulating, who is creating, who is forwarding any of the messages, fake, wrong, or obscene messages. No provision has talked about making any admin liable for that. So in that, in some cases where the arrest is happening, how it can happen? If like executive order, I have shown you like Varanasi case, Maharashtra case. In that case, executive order has been given. So in that case, if someone is not following, some admin is not following that executive order, so in that case, this section 188 of the IPC can be invoked. But still, whether that invoking this by issuing the executive order is legal or not, that we will see further. And many other sections of IPC can be invoked based on the impact of the messages shared. Like some message might be some obscene messages may be there, maybe some defamation message may be there, maybe some false information and rumors may be there. So for different types of messages, different impact will be there. So depending on the case, other sections of IPC can be invoked. So now we will see. Actually, as I told you, WhatsApp admins are being prosecuted in a two ways. One is directly and other is indirectly. So we will see first whether it can be done directly. Then we will see whether it can be done indirectly. So what is indirectly? It's admins are being held responsible by issuing the executive orders. Okay, now executive orders are there. You will be penalized if any members post. So here just I want to share that WhatsApp group admin has a very limited power to just add or remove members. He doesn't have any power to just any delete the messages of others. He doesn't have any control on the messages posted by the members. So he has a very limited power. Unless she has abetted or assisted in posting an objectionable message, or she has provoked to post such messages, so by no stretch of imagination be held liable for any post made by the member of the group. That is different thing if group admin has created group for the illegal purpose only. So in that case, definitely he must be punished. But if some other member has shared any message, whether he can be punished or not, that is the question. So till now, as I shown you the few of the provisions of the law that talks about the if any member or any person do the same, then punishment can be given. But nothing has, no law has talked about punishing the admin of the group for act by the any member of the group. So there is no law, so no executive order or any advisory you talk about, nothing can penalize any administrator for the act of the any member. So one more thing, the administrator of the WhatsApp group cannot be vicariously liable for any act of the member of the group. So what is this? What is vicariously meaning? This means that if someone else is doing some action, by seeing that we just imagine that okay, it is happening with me. It's like that. So if group member has done, then you are just thinking that admin has done. So that way it cannot be done. So there is a relevant some judgment of the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, which has held in one of the case, Sam Sundar and others versus State of Haryana. It is Supreme Court has clearly held that there is no vicarious liability in criminal law unless the statute takes that in also within its fold. This means what is vicarious liability? Vicarious liability, like you are a subordinate and your senior is there. So if subordinate is doing something, this doesn't mean that his senior should be held liable for that act. So it is not like that. Till that time, any statute already provides for that. But as we have seen the various provisions, no provisions talks about holding the admin responsible for other act. So simply by issuing the executive order or anything, nothing can be done. And Supreme Court has repeated this in the dictum in the few of the other cases also. In 2009, R. Kalyani versus Janak C. Mehta case. In 2013, Aparna Isa versus Messrs. Set Developers case. So in 2013, so you can see that in even in recent time it has been followed. So this is the directly WhatsApp group admin cannot be held liable. So now we will see that whether indirectly they can be held liable. So many of the people we have seen, few have tried to make an attempt to create confusion on the aspect of secondary liability by holding that WhatsApp group admin can be considered as an intermediary. So, to understand this, let us see the definition of the intermediary given in the Information Technology Act 2000. Section 2W of the Information Technology Act 2000 states that intermediary with respect to any particular electronic record means any person who on behalf of another person receives, stores or transmits that record or provides any service with respect to that record. So this is the definition. So let us see whether it is applicable for the WhatsApp admin. So as we know that WhatsApp group admin doesn't have any power to moderate or censor messages in a group. He doesn't receive or transmit any record or provide any service with respect to such record. So we can say that there is absolutely no control with the administrator. So we cannot say that any administrator is intermediary. In fact, if you see the WhatsApp itself, then WhatsApp does the same work. So WhatsApp is an intermediary. Or if we see the any telecom service provider which is providing a connection to enable users to connect to the WhatsApp server, they are intermediary. WhatsApp administrators are no way the intermediary. So if we talk in this way, so no amount of convoluted legal interpretation, whatever we do, will make the WhatsApp group admin as an intermediary. Alternatively, it may be argued that since a group administrator enables the communication between various persons, like if I have created the group, I have added someone, I have added someone else also, I may be knowing two different persons, but they may not be knowing each other. But by creating the WhatsApp group, I am facilitating them to communicate between them. So like that, someone can argue and tell that no, WhatsApp administrator are the intermediary. So even it consider this case, then there has been a protection provided to the intermediary in this case. Section 79 of the IT Act provides the protection and immunity to the intermediary with respect to third party content hosted by him. So even by considering in this way, WhatsApp administrator cannot be held responsible for that, and they cannot be arrested or penalized for that members post. So we have seen both cases. One most important judgment I just want to quote you, like a Delhi High Court judgment in December 2016. In one of the case, like Ashish Bhalla versus Suresh Chaudhary and others. In that case, you can just read the judgment. It's a very interesting. It's what Delhi High Court has held. Delhi High Court observed that I am unable to understand as to how the administrator of a group can be held liable for defamation, even if any, by the statement made by the member of the group. To make an administrator of an online platform liable for defamation would be making the manufacturer of the newsprint on which defamatory statements are published liable for defamation. So just Honorable Delhi High Court wanted to tell that if the editor has done the mistake, printed something, you cannot make the liable the owner of that newsprint. So similarly, and one more thing was told that when online platform is created, the creator there cannot expect any of the member to indulge in such activity. So how can we hold the admin responsible for that? So and one more thing is also told that it is just like it's not like that I am the admin and I have all the control to publish the information. Member can directly post. I don't have any control on that. So how it can be made responsible for that? So with this judgment, it has become very clear that admin cannot be made responsible. However, this judgment cannot be used everywhere. It will be only in the territorial jurisdictions of Delhi High Court for their lower court to follow. But definitely, this gives the full glimpse of how we should think about the WhatsApp admin and why they should not be penalized for members' post. So, thank you very much. If you have any doubt, if you feel any doubt or any query regarding this, you can just message me or you can write to the comment box also. I will be happy to reply. Thank you again.